Alrighty, so we are back with another tier list, and in today's tier list, we are going to be going over some of my favorite arts within the game. The usual disclaimers when it comes to these, you guys know surely at this point that it's like, these are very subjective. It's all just kind of based on my opinion and stuff like that. And in today's one, we are going to be looking at the arts of certain units, right? So keep in mind that you're going to be looking at units here. These are my 10 favorite arts within the game on the D category. But with these, you're going to be seeing, we're going to be looking at separate arts for some of the units. So the art that you're looking at on the little preview is not maybe the art that we will be looking at within the game. So let's go ahead and get started, right? With, like I said, it's all my opinion, and this has nothing to do with unit performance, nothing like that. This was very similar to what we did with the intro tier list, where it's all just kind of based on my own opinion of the unit. So let's go ahead and get started. And at number 10, I have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the Dokkan Fest that came out in 2020. And this is going to be more specifically catering towards his SSR art. Now, I am of the opinion that this one is way better than the TUR art. I just like the pose better. I like the facial expression better. And I just think all in all, it's just more cool looking. Because when you think about like what Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was doing in his fight with Omega, like a lot of the times he would just kind of like be standing there, and his like aura alone would be kind of like moving Gogeta or Omega back. Like Omega would just rush him, and Gogeta would just essentially just like stand there with his hands on his hips and whatnot. And all in all, I think that's what kind of makes this unit really like, not this unit, but this art in specific really cool, because it's very similar to what the character would do, right? That's why I'm a big fan of what this this art brings to the table. I have this one at 10, and I think that it's a really good one, and you could probably put it higher, especially if you're a huge Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fan. But like, his LR art is sick, but I just really like the pose of this one, and it would be an honorable mention to the LR art. I honestly kind of prefer TUR shading when it comes to most of these, but you'll see that throughout the video that LR shading is not very high up on this one. So that's number 10. Let's move into number 9, and that right here is the Super 17 SSR art. So the Hellfighter 17 and Android 17 from GT. This is like a really kind of, I don't know if it's underrated, but this one is a really, really, really good art, right? Like we can kind of zoom in a little bit, right? Like you can see here, I love the pose work. I like 17 in the back, the flames, like these just look so sick, right? And I think all in all, like this is definitely one of my favorites for sure. You just look at like what this one is doing. It's to me, it's really just the fire, I think, is why I like really like a lot about this, and then the facial expressions as well. Looking at the TUR art, I think it's honestly a pretty big downgrade. Like if I clicked on it, if the website wants to load, I think really it's a pretty big downgrade. Like it's just really basic, just like the hands out, they're standing together. And then Super 17 doing his little thing with the hair in the back is pretty cool, but all in all, I don't believe that this one is is worth it. I think they're not worthy. Yeah, definitely. I really do prefer just the SSR of this specific unit. Now, most of the time that is not the case, but in this tier list, you're going to be seeing a lot of that, right? Because, you know, one thing you have to think about, especially when it comes to the art within the game for units, it's like you have to sell the unit, right? So if like the SSR looks good, that is usually going to incline somebody to summon on the banner. So that is why I have them where I have them. Let's go ahead and move on to number 8. And number 8 is the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku, his SSR art. I think this one is really cool, and it's mainly just because of the pose work. Sometimes simple is better, and I think with this Goku, that's a prime example of that, right? Where he's just kind of like standing there, hands are down. It's very similar like what the UI Goku art is. The AGL one, spoiler alert, he's in here later. But he's got, it's just like the outfit is really cool. I like the shading, the colors that this Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku has. I'm just a big fan of this. Then obviously the kind of like effect this one has with the aura and stuff like that really does kind of make this art pop in specific. Like I know a lot of people use the SSR of this Goku as his as their like little display character, right? Because I'm sure like, you know, a lot of people do this where they set their display character to like an SSR, right? Like I know Beast Gohan, this is a pretty popular one. If you for some reason rainbowed him and got the SSR, there's probably a good chance that you decided to use the SSR as like your profile character or your little display character for your favorite character. So that's why I have this one here. I think the Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku is pretty sick. So let's go ahead and move on to number 7. And for that, I have another Super Saiyan 4, the SSR for Int Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Let's move him up to here at 7. This one is, I kind of just like all of the art that is tied to this unit. Like the LR is super good looking, but I think I just like the pose of this one and the face, like the facial expression. You can kind of see a little bit better up here. I just think it's super badass, and I'm really I'm really just a big fan of this one, right? Like I was really considering making this like my channel icon moving forward. but I'm like, you know what? We have the Ichigo branding. Let's just stick with that. But I did strongly consider making this Super Saiyan 4 Goku my channel icon for a decent bit, just because of how cool this looked. So keep in mind that I am a huge fan of this art, and then my favorite frame from this whole thing is either his 12 key when he's in full power, aka this guy right here, or it's like the windscreen that he has with that smile. I think that one is sick. But this Super Saiyan 4 Goku, really one of my favorite card units in the game. It's a shame what the 9th anniversary did to him, just because he is nowhere near as good as he used to be, which is unfortunate because he was a lot of fun to use, but it is what it is. You guys know how these things go. So we're not here to talk about that. Let's move on to number 5, and for this one, I have the SSR of AGL Ultra Instinct Goku. I could argue, like, at number 6, I could really argue like him higher, but I'm gonna be a little bit unbiased here. Not even unbiased. I'm very biased for this one, but I think that I just love like the hand being out. The posing is very similar to what the Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Goku was, and then his aura as well that is in this. The UI aura is probably is my favorite aura in Dragon Ball, I'd say. I just love the different colors that come out of it, and then the effect that it has. And UI Goku is far and away, this version of Goku in specific is far and away my favorite Goku in the series. So if you guys don't know that, now you do. I am a UI Goku slurper, if you will. So I have this one here just because there is a lot of positive association, because I am a big fan of the 6th anniversary. I know a lot of people think it was pretty polarizing, but this UI Goku was definitely one of my favorite. It's still my favorite unit of all time. So I had to make a special spot for him, but we have him all the way up at number 5. Let's go ahead, or we have him at 5 or 6. What it is, number 6, excuse me. Let's go ahead and move into number 5, and we are going to be staying in the theme of UI Goku, and we are going to be going to the fully animated LR art of STR Ultra Instinct Goku. I think the STR Ultra Instinct Goku was a really cool global first unit, and this art definitely was like one of the selling points in getting people to summon before the 5th anniversary. This is how you bait people into summoning before the anniversary, by the way, Dokkan. Not Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Harudegarn. This right here, this is how you get people to summon. And this STR Ultra Instinct Goku was so like good when he came out, and also was just fun. His EZA kind of left a little bit to be desired, but the art they certainly did not lack in. Very similar to what he does when he goes to UI, I believe, for the 3rd time against Jiren, and he does like that little exchange. All the explosions in the back, the lightning, the aura from UI. Again, I'm just such a sucker for that, and that is why I have this guy at number 5. Let's move into number 4, and now this one is another one that is animated, and that is going to be the one for Int LR Merge Zamasu. And we'll go ahead and put him up here at number, we forgot to put UI Goku at 5, excuse me. And then we have LR Merge Zamasu at number 4. Now, you guys know it's that frame right there. Like the full animation of this one, with the Phoenix popping up, with the colors changing, Goku Black and Zamasu being in the background. This is just a badass LR art. Look at that, the purple Phoenix goes, and then the fire takes over, and then the lightning is striking down from this. It is so nice. The halo in the back, just like that is, this is really, really, really well done art for Dokkan, right? Like you think about some of the best animated art in the game, you have to put this one at least in your top 10, in my opinion. You know, you say what you want about the unit, but the art was definitely not where they were lacking, right? This is like as badass as it gets for Dokkan, and that shot right there, where it goes all like black and orange and stuff like that. Like you guys know, I was talking about how I was a sucker for the fire with the Super 17 SSR. This is like that version of that on steroids with just how hard they went with this one. So LR Merge Zamasu, I have him at number 4. Let's move on to number 3, and I'll put this one. I'll put this one at number 3 right here, and that is the Gammas. So the Gammas, you guys know we talked about them earlier, or I think I mentioned them earlier, but this art right here is one of my favorites in the game. Now, I've already told you guys, I'm not the biggest fan of LR shading, but the superhero effects that they did with this one, kind of like the comic strip looking effects that they've done, which they do in the movie and stuff like that. And then it's coming up right here, where it's like this beginning frame where it says Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 right there. That's like one of my favorite arts in the game. And I talked about this recently. I think we did this in the intro tier list, where I wasn't the biggest fan of the Gammas when they first came out, but after watching the movie, and not when they came out, but like just seeing them like that, like the characters being debuted and stuff like that, I was like, oh, whatever. But by the time the movie was over, I'm like, damn, yeah, I mess with the Gammas a lot. So I have this art pretty high up on the list. I think the Int LR Gammas is super cool. And then I also like the standby with the Core Breaker and stuff like that. I think this one is also super well done. But I did not have this one on the list just because I am a sucker for the like the comic book effects that came out with this for the whole superhero theme. So now we have reached the final 2. And at number 2, I have the SSR for Physical God Goku. I'm sure you guys saw this one coming, at least for God Goku. And then at number 1, I mentioned him earlier, we have the Beast Gohan SSR art. So with the tech go or with the physical Super Saiyan God Goku, this one I don't really have to explain that hard, do I? Just like look at the pose with him just like floating there. The facial expression is badass. Like this is a really good art. The background is clean. The effects are nice. Imagine if this honestly, I don't know if there's anything that this art is really missing at this point, right? I think this one is super badass, and I wish this was the TUR art that they did, because ultimately I think it's a pretty big downgrade from the SSR to the TUR, if I'm being completely honest with you. I like the background of the TUR, because I'm pretty sure he has like all of his homies in the back, like the Z Fighters are all there. You got all the Saiyans that they did for the ritual. Like, it looks cool, but the SSR art is just so much better, and that is why I have it there. And then at number 1, we have the SSR for Beast Gohan. Now, I know this might be a controversial opinion, I'm not sure, but I use this on my overlays for Dokkan. This art is so good and so damn clean. It makes the hair not look way too over the top. It reminds me of Super Saiyan 2 in a lot of different ways, just looking at it, the way he's standing up straight and stuff like that. I am just such a fan of this one. The background is clean, the effects are clean. They're the effects that they do, like the Dokkan effects, you know what I mean? Like these swirls and stuff like that. They're not like overwhelming or anything like that. This one is just badass, and it might just be recency bias, but I think that this LR Beast Gohan's SSR art right now is probably my favorite art in the game. So let me know down below what you guys think. If you are just watching in the background, let me do a quick recap. At number 10, I have the SSR art for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. At number 9, I have the SSR art for Hellfighter 17 and Android 17 into Super 17. At number 8, I have the SSR art for Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Goku from Heroes. At number 7, I have the SSR art for LR Super Saiyan 4 Int Goku. At number 6, I have the SSR art, notice a common theme here, for AGL Ultra Instinct Goku. At number 5, I have the LR art for STR Ultra Instinct Goku. At number 4, I have the LR art for Fusion Zamasu. At number 3, I have the LR art for the Gamma 1 and 2. At number 2, I have the Physical God Goku's SSR art. And at number 1, I have the SSR art for LR Beast Gohan. So let me know down below what your guys' favorite art is. This one was nearly impossible to formulate because there are so many arts in this game, and there's no way we're going to even come close to seeing eye to eye with a lot of these. So like I said, let me know what you guys thought down below. If you haven't already, don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy today's tier list, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all in the next one.